Sure, the Pels lost and the refs probably screwed them. Zion's hurt. It feels bad. But the Saints draft that we have tonight, if Andrew shows up, it'll be amazing. If he doesn't, we'll just do whatever the hell we want. And the NFL draft is like less than 10 days away. Get excited. Get pumped up. We got you covered. Thomas, hit that intro.
Welcome to the award-winning Saints Happy Hour podcast. Seriously, this podcast has won awards. American standards are dropping every day. The show features Ralph, the best host in the world, who can barely pronounce his own name, much less anyone else's.
Marcus Callaway.
Dave is that dude who loves taking bathroom breaks. He's mad about almost anything, so make sure to lower your volume when he speaks.
Put that freaking clown meme back up that I made. Jesus Christ.
Andrew has sources, watches tapes, and knows football. He rarely shows up on time and wants to commit crimes to help the Saints win.
Sean Payton would have done illegal things. Don't tell me I'm wrong, because you know it's true.
Oh, and there's also Kevin, who is great at doing mock drafts, but struggles to actually watch Saints games or have a functioning relationship.
Budrich wants to know how the doctor's doing.
That ended.
Anyway, grab a drink, sit back, and enjoy the insanity.
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour podcast. I'm Ralph Marlborough. I'm joined by everybody. Dave, Kevin, Andrew finally showed up. Also, thanks everybody watching on the live stream on Twitch right now. I can see Andrew's dad, who showed up before Andrew. Thank you, Mr. Juge, Who Dat Golfer, Oppenheimer, Og Midge, CDWP, a bunch of people. They all watch the Pelicans lose. They're going to join us. We got a fun show tonight. On tonight's show, Andrew's mock draft. That should be fun and enraging, I'm sure. I might even let him talk. Plus trivia and your questions. But before we start, remember to subscribe to Saints Happy Hour wherever you get your podcast. I want to mention about our MVP contest. If we reach $100 in donations tonight, the MVP will choose which minibar bottle from my gigantic minibar booze collection I'm going to poison myself with. Thanks to Jan, he sent Boone Comp Magen Bitter. He says it's worse than Jaeger. I got that, and I got pink lemonade. Jan sent that over. He shipped it. He got it through customs, super secret. Thanks, Jan, for doing that. Consider donating via Stream Elements by typing in !donate in the chat. Click the link that appears. Twitch takes about 50% when you donate using bits. This way you spend less money. It's easier to get me drunk. It's a win-win. Text to speech donations, $20, best $20 you can spend on the internet. Plus $50 donations. You shut Dave up for 2 minutes. I mean, that's
I thought it was 90 seconds.
It's 2 minutes.
It's 2 minutes, man. Come on. Don't argue.
2 minute 2 minute major. It's a hockey penalty. Thomas, do we have an MVP leader yet?
Yes, we do. Hatchet John, the legend, won last week with $66.6. And tonight we are already at $15. Thanks to Kip86 for subbing with Twitch Prime for free, by the way, for the first time ever. Thanks to Who Dat Golfer for 24-month sub, and to Arkmich for 18-month Prime sub with donation message. Who Dat?
Thanks. I want to say,
should we talk about the Pelicans real quick or no?
I want to mention Hatchet John. He went old school with the whiteboard. Faith, hope, and bum. If you are an older Saints fan, you know what that is. That was when they hired Bum. That was the marketing slogan. Let's talk about the Pelicans. They lost Zion.
Did you buy that at Home Goods? That seems like something you'd buy at Home Goods.
What?
Faith,
so
home,
is Zion out for the season now? Is he done for the next playoff game?
The season's over, so
no, they play Thursday.
Yeah, I know.
I guess they'll show up at 49-win season down the drain. Fantastic.
Has any team ever won 49 games and failed to make the playoffs?
Yes. They had one. They had 1 year. They had 1 year in the West. A 50-win team didn't make the playoffs before.
How many win team? 50, you said?
A 50-win team didn't make it in the West one time, I think. But it's the most Pels thing ever. Zion scores 40 and gets injured. It's the most Pelican thing that ever.
Yeah, I mean that game. I gotta say, I went into that game with very little optimism, just because the Lakers fucking own the Pels. I mean, absolutely own them. Every time we've played them, it feels like we've gotten blown out. And It felt like it started hot, and then obviously the Lakers started doing their thing where it felt like the Pels were incapable of scoring or stopping them for a long stretch. And then they got hot in the fourth quarter. You know, they kind of like kept things close in the third, and then the fourth they got hot, and it really felt like they were going to do it. And I got to say, like, losing this way is, as a sports fan, it's even more heartbreaking because it's like you were so close. You felt like.
Well, and Zion scored the basket that tied the game, and he gets hurt, and now he probably won't be able to play Thursday, and it's just all bad.
You don't know that. You don't know.
It's all bad.
PSG won.
Yeah, dude.
They beat Barcelona.
No one cares about soccer, but I will say this: that was the worst referee I've ever seen, and I watched Everton.
It's not.
Yes, that was horrific.
It's not, Ralph.
Why?
You're a Saints fan.
Bill Vinovich.
I mean, that's officiating.
2 words. Bill.
That's
Vinovich.
officiating. I'm talking about the worst soccer refereeing I've ever seen. But if I was you, I would just embrace it and enjoy it.
Yeah, as a Saints fan, you think I feel bad about bad calls? Think I give a shit?
Fuck you, Andre George.
Well, let's segue before we segue to your draft from one bad thing to another. Before we get to your mock draft, let's talk about what you're drinking. I'm drinking strawberry lemonade and Jack Daniels. It's delicious. Dave, what are you drinking?
I gotta unmute myself. I'll get to something better later, but I'm just drinking my usual heavy hands Spindle Tap Hazy Boy IPA.
Mike
Kevin?
Tyson's Punch Out.
Kevin, are you drinking
I'm just drinking water.
water?
I
Broken,
guess
you're
the
not-
uncle got kicked. Did you kick the uncle?
Oh yeah, no, the uncle's done. The uncle's been done for a while.
Yeah. Somebody wants to send me Elvis snack. It's like peanut butter and banana whiskey. It's called Elvis's snack.
This is the last bit of my Chateauneuf du Pape, which I was drinking last week. So,
All right. So the Saints don't really have any news. They signed some corner that no one ever heard of, and whatever.
well, he played on the team last year, so I'm pretty sure we heard of him. But
What?
anyway,
What was his
continue.
name? He was on the team last year.
Jean-Paul.
Jean-Paul, the Pirate 2.0.
I don't know. There's Charles somewhere in the name. I know that. It's like
Shamar Jean Charles.
Yeah.
Jean-Charles.
He sounds like a French terrorist. So it's Andrew's turn to do the mock draft. So Andrew, you're gonna lead us off, but before you start, do you have any like overall like themes or
Saints bougie draft?
the bougie? I'm sure it'll be a bougie draft, but is there anything for this draft that as you went that you wanted to accomplish, like you're going into it that you thought, oh, this is what I need to do, this is what I want to do, or did you just kind of let it?
Two things, I guess. Most Saints fans are down on Mickey Loomis. I am not. I'm a big Loomis guy, so I would say this draft is Loomisy.
Oh no!
So brace yourselves. And the second thing is, I really wanted to piss all three of you off.
Kevin,
So
you picked the wrong day to stop drinking. If
there's something for all of you in this draft. Let me just.
So there's a trade up, okay, but I'll say if there is a trade up, look at his face. If there is a trade up, our producer finally wised up and didn't put the post-trade picks up on the board and has left the original picks up on the board.
I never did that, man.
so
What
we
the
can
hell are you
still
talking
be-
about?
So we can still be surprised.
What the fuck are you talking about, Dave?
You did that with Ralph's draft.
I didn't.
everybody, Jerry says, "Fuck soccer, fuck Andrew Juge, fuck LeBron, fuck the Lakers." Thank you, Jerry.
I agree with at least half of that, Jerry.
I agree with all of it. You win the chat tonight, Jerry. So get us started, Andrew. What do we got at 14?
All right. Well, Thomas, are you sharing the 13 picks that went before, or
No.
or no?
No.
What?
It's
Okay.
are you?
Have we ever done that?
Why?
Well,
No.
All right.
Well,
Well,
talk
Thomas,
about
are
bougie.
you
can
We're already
read them.
on
You can
track
read
for
them.
bougie.
are you showing the best 5 available? Is that where we're
No.
starting?
3
I
and
mean,
4.
you can read the first.
What do you want me
13
to
picks
do?
if
Do you
want.
want me to say who I drafted?
No,
No,
say
I will show
who's
them. Come on,
available.
man.
He wants you to shut the F up and read the screen.
Yeah,
All
who
right,
was
well, the
available at 14?
Well, the screen doesn't currently tell me that.
Well,
There it is.
there's a little slow.
All right.
There it is.
All right, so here's what happened in this mock.
What is going on?
Ralph talked about how
You said what kind of settings? Did you do the same settings that everybody else has been using?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So Ralph talked about this hypothetical run at tackle.
Mm-hmm.
And in this draft, it happened. A lot of tackles went. So you've got Troy Fotanu still there. And you still have J.C. Latham of Alabama. Those guys are still in the mix. So you could take either of those. But Rome Odunze is there at 14. I was surprised by that.
Was Brock Bowers taken already?
He was already taken, yeah. So there was a run of tackles. There were some quarterbacks taken. So
Kevin's
you
already
kind of have to
unhappy.
decide. And here's an interesting one. Mitchell, the corner, who's probably the second best corner in the draft, he's still there at 14. And so, like, the whole Lattimore thing, it's like, if you're going to trade Lattimore, obviously you need Mitchell. So there's a lot of different ways you could go here. Latu is still there at 14. He's another guy that's all the guys, by the way, that you see, these top guys are all 9 and above RAS.
Well, here's the thing, though, Kevin. Latu, as you said on one of our great Friday podcasts that people should check out, where Kevin did the research for all the guys that are hurt, that we think that Kevin thought was potentially the Saints could pick, like top 100 or so picks that the Saints that are injured. And Latu, he has a trick neck. So, Kevin, if the Saints drafted another injury-plagued defensive end at 14 to go along with Chase Young to complete the set, would Saints Twitter, in fact, burn itself to the ground if they picked Latu at 14?
You're muted, Kevin.
Sorry, I was chewing ice before. I was chewing ice, and I decided to mute myself.
Yeah.
No, he missed the 2021 season with the neck injury and has come back and has played 2 consecutive seasons, getting double-digit sacks. He actually got better this past season. Than
so the neck, it could go at any minute, is what you're saying. Even though
Look, if you want to be the glass is near empty guy,
he does. He's
sure. But what I'm saying is, I don't see Saints Twitter burning itself to the ground over this.
I beg to differ. Chase Young's neck exploded after signing a contract. Can you imagine what would happen to a draft pick's neck if it was already messed up and then the Saints picked him?
Dude, he'll probably injure his neck when he daps the commissioner, or Dave's gone. Like when he daps Goodell, he'll probably injure the neck.
Re-injure, because he already has the injury.
Right,
so
right.
It would be a re-injury.
Re-injury.
Well, maybe we'll get lucky. He'll do that, and he'll just topple over and crush Goodell in the process.
Man, I might consider drafting him then.
So look, there's a lot of choices here. Clearly, tackle is the biggest need on the team. So, Latham is a guy that you can take. I know that Nick Underhill has been singing his praise from minute one, loves the guy. He is all in. And if Nick Underhill is all in, he's getting pumped from the Saints. And so,
word choice.
That would be one pick. Fatanu's still there, the Washington tackle. Again, Mitchell, if you want to replace Lattimore as an option, you can go Latu if you want a defensive end. But no, I did none of those things.
No.
Thomas announced the pick.
Oh, Jesus.
You traded up with Sean Payton and the Broncos, didn't you?
What, Thomas? No. I don't know any Thomas. Come on, man.
Sorry, Commissioner Goodell.
Yeah, that's better, man. With the 14th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Rome Odunze, wide receiver from Washington.
Get the Elmo gif with the fire in the background ready and loaded if this happens, Thomas, because Saints.
This is
Get the other
a
elbow
joke.
gift of him sitting
Rome
on the point.
Dunze, baby.
This
Look,
is a joke. After all the shit I got last
Yeah.
week, for not addressing,
So here's
not
the thing.
addressing tackle.
Here's the thing.
to
I
shit
didn't
on
expect him to be available at 14. I really didn't
expect
think he
Brock
would fall.
Bowers to be available at 14.
Yeah, right. Okay, but he's a tight end. And I looked at it like this. I think there's a couple tackles that were left. Tackle's obviously a huge need, which I ignored. I concede. However,
This is
I couldn't
unbelievable.
stomach watching Rome Odunze be a 100 catch, 1,200 yard receiver in the NFL with all these accolades. Meanwhile, we have a Chris Naoli or maybe not a Trevor Penning, but like another Andrews Pete, where it's like, yeah, the guy we drafted is pretty good. He starts, he's fine, but we're passing on a guy that fell to us at 14. And look, in this mock, he fell. Somebody is going to fall to the Saints at 14 that we're not going to expect. And I believe that's going to be the conundrum in this draft. Do we force tackle like we did with Trevor Penning?
That's right.
Or do we take the guy that falls to us, in this case, Rome Odunze, who I think is the best player left on the board?
The chat is saying
you're saying
the most
all roads,
bougie draft
all roads,
possible.
all
Or
roads lead to Rome.
we trade back a few spots,
No, we're not doing that.
get an extra. Okay,
Kevin, this isn't Kevin, this isn't fantasy land. Where this isn't the fantasy land.
It's fine. It's not my mock draft yet. That's next week. Don't worry about it.
Right.
June.
Yep, that's right.
But
This
I
is
caught
your show.
You may forget I called this draft Loomisy.
it is.
Okay.
But the
Well,
chat.
I just want to go on record. Like, I'm gonna remain calm, but
Sure you are.
if you guys in the chat aren't flaming Andrew as much as I got flamed last week, because right now we are right on pace for having a very similar draft
No.
where we
Brother,
just take a guy. What?
That's literally like looking at the major league schedule midway through May and saying, "Oh my God, the team's terrible." Nothing. You're judging Jude. We're judging Jude. You want to judge Jude off one pick? Here's the thing: your Brock Bowers pick was your best pick, and it was
What
still
you love
a deviation.
TJ Tampa? What you
And
love
you were-
TJ
and you-
Tampa?
and- yeah, and it was dumb because you avoided you avoided getting a tackle. If Juge proceeds
Now, wait a
to
minute,
not
stop,
draft
stop,
a
stop,
tackle
stop.
and
When
then
I was-
wait on his ass, sipping his 1893 or whatever the hell it is, then by all means, we'll crush him.
You saw all the guys available on the board when I picked TJ Tampa, and you said he was the best guy. That's who you would have picked.
Correct. But
Okay.
you already put us behind the 8 ball.
Here's the
because
thing.
You decided to grab
Let's see
Brock
what else.
Bowers.
First round tight ends are disasters.
Let's see what else.
That's-
what Juge does.
Well, let's see what else.
Here's the only thing I'll say to you guys is Rome Odunze on some mocks is the number 1 receiver. Now, I believe Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to go first. Malik Neighbors is going to be shortly after that because names sell. What organization you came from sells. But Rome Odunze is in that league, and he could, depending on the team that wants a receiver, depending on who picks, he could go first. He is that good. If he's at 14, I'm sprinting to the podium. And look, I have always had this philosophy. If you've been listening to this podcast long enough, you know this. I'm a all in on get good players in the building. I don't care if your ends are Darren Howard and Charles Grant. You draft Will Smith. I don't care if your running back is Ricky Williams. You draft Deuce McAllister when he's there at 26. And this is an example of that. So sometimes you take, and by the way, at receiver, they got Olave, and the second best guy is Shaheed. They don't have a ton at that position. So this is a need. And yes, tackle is a bigger need. but I feel like you don't take Andrews Pete to spite Larry Fitzgerald. And I think that's what you would do here.
The funny thing with this pick is it might start a civil war on Saints Twitter, Dave, because you would have the people in the Andrew camp that would be like, you got maybe the best receiver, but you don't have any offensive line. I do feel like this is
Oppenheimer. Don't worry. You just wait.
I feel like this is the most Andrew pick possible. It's bougie. It's like the dad that they can't make the mortgage payment. The electricity isn't on, but fuck
it. I'm getting the fancy car.
That's right. You're leasing the Lambo.
Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming that means that honestly with this pick, just like mine, I feel like he needs to not just get one tackle. He needs to get 2 tackles in the next 3 or 4 picks.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll be okay with this draft. Then I will. I'll give Andrew a little golf clap.
I like this pick better than Bowers just because first round pick tight ends are flops mostly. The thing that scares me about this is
Bowers was gone.
I just don't see a scenario where this realistically happens. Unless Odunze, like I would want to know what crime he committed to fall to 14. That would be my first
The gas mask was on.
The gas mask was on.
What crime would he? Okay, let's go ahead.
Should we go to the next pick?
Yeah, go to the next.
All right. Well, it's funny that Jason Champagne asked Andrews trading up from 45, isn't he?
Oh no!
Because we hit pick 40. And I got real nervous.
Oh, no.
Thomas let him know what happened.
Right. This is feeling a very Loomisy.
This is.
So, I saw a guy still available at 40.
Mm-hmm.
So, I go five spots up. I gave up a 2025 fourth. So, for those of you that are like, don't touch the 2025 draft, I'm looking at you, Kevin. Yeah, 4th round pick, gone. See ya. However, we've lost some guys in free agency, so
listening,
we got some comp picks coming to us. It'll be fine.
Really?
For those listening to the audio only version in their car on their drive to work,
Kevin is
right now. Kevin's head is in his hands and in his arms, and he's just beside himself.
He's distraught.
Beside.
So
him.
we moved up 5 picks. We're trading with the Commanders, and we kiss goodbye a 2025 fourth. Thomas, if you can give us the best available at this point.
Oh, Jesus. You better.
So I have a question here.
Yeah.
Did you make this trade?
No, with somebody in mind.
Yes.
Did you make no? Did you make this trade before the draft started, or were you running the draft very slowly and you saw a player still sitting there?
I saw a player still sitting there, and I was not comfortable waiting 5 picks for him to fall to me. And so I was like, yep, I will happily burn a 4th in 2025 to make sure I get my guy, which is the Loomisiest thing ever.
And based on the 4 guys that are on the list that Thomas has put up here, I'm assuming you had to grab Bo Nix at quarterback.
Oh my God!
I'm assuming that's why you traded up.
For those of you listening, not viewing, the options are Kingsley. Ralph, can you pronounce this last name for me? Because you're gonna
Sumatea.
Yeah, there you go.
Is that correct?
We got Bo Nix, the quarterback. We got Christian Haynes, the guard. Christian Haynes, by the way, has a RAS over 9.
Yeah.
Pretty enticing. And then we have Darius Robinson, the defensive tackle. Look,
I know you're going with.
I mean, this should be obvious.
If you're going with Kingsley.
I traded up to get a tackle. I didn't do it at 14. And I didn't feel like I could risk not getting a 6'7" mammoth tackle at pick 40 to make up for it. So, Commissioner Goodell, I'll let you.
I hope you picked Bo Nix so we can storm the facility in a rage.
And you're just trolling, guys.
He is.
Yeah. What's the equivalent of storming the field on a podcast?
2024 NFL Draft. the New Orleans Saints select Kingsley Suamataya, offensive tackle from BYU.
All right, I find this so far. I gotta admit, Andrew, I hate this, but I have to admit,
He's a big boy. 9.4
This has
RAS.
Saints written all over it. This does make sense.
9.40 RAS. You gotta love the fist. Look, if you hate Trevor Penning, you hate this pick.
Oh, dude.
But physically, he's a mammoth. He's got size. He's got physicality.
Ass and mass.
6'6", 325.
Ass and
325. You know, some people think he might be a guard. But you know, right tackle, guard, I don't really care. I don't really care where he plays. Just our offensive line sucks. So how about we get some guys that can help us? Right?
I mean,
Kevin,
has
did he
to play
did he
back.
have to do that trade to get him? Could he have waited?
I've seen him available at 45.
Who was? Well, let me ask
lot
this
of-
question to Andrew. Which team between 40 and 45 were you worried was in need of a tackle that was going to grab this guy?
Well, start with the Commanders at 40.
Okay, I'm just
I
asking.
really felt like the Commanders were going to take
Wait,
him.
the
So
team you traded with?
yes.
So they wanted a tackle so bad they traded out. They'd rather take their chance.
Well, it's the algorithm. It's not real life, Dave.
I'm just asking.
As long as you give them good value, they'll do it.
Well, they
Look,
didn't.
I had
take my
I
trade
had to
with
make
them.
up for my pick at 14. So
What kind of percentage did they give you before you offered that trade? Do you remember?
say again?
What
Like
kind
the
of
percentage
percentage
of the-
did they offer you? Like
the
percentage of
trade.
acceptance? When you offered that?
To
Do you-
move
do
up
you
5
remember?
spots with the fourth
Yeah.
round pick.
Yeah.
It was like 75%. Like pretty solid.
Oh, what? And they accepted it?
Yeah.
Mine was like 80 something, and they rejected it. All right.
Yeah. Well,
Thomas, give us a donation update.
What can I say, Dave? I'm more convincing.
That's right. The bouginess. The bouginess
It's
got it.
looking pretty bleak or good for you, Ralph. We are still at 15%. And who's in the lead? Kip, 86, is still in the lead.
Kevin, look up
Golfer and
Boone Camp.
Outridge.
You know,
Look
I
up-
gotta say, so far there's a lot less raging at my picks than there's been at y'all's.
Yeah, it is. Here's the thing. I want to hate these picks, Kevin, and I want to bash on Juge. But if Odunze is good, like the offense will be really fun for a month until Derek Carr dies. I want to hate I don't hate it. I want to bash him. I want to hate it. I want to cut him off and yell at him. But I don't know. It's all right.
So the thing, I mean, I don't know why we're going back on Odunze here, but look, if he plays well enough, he's a guy that can come in and potentially challenge to be the quote unquote number one. I mean, granted, it would still be Olave as the starter, but you're looking at your two starters being Olave and Odunze. And I mean,
2 O's.
you know, I'm the guy that says the team needs a solid number two. This guy could be more than a solid number two. So I can't totally hate on it. I've never seen him fall that far to 14. If he does, okay. The thing about the BYU tackle is, what was it? The write-up on him is he seems like a draft and develop guy and not and there's a concern with drafting him and throwing him out there day one. That's my concern. However, we
At
don't
40,
know what else.
like that's going to be the deal for anybody, right?
We don't know what the captain of the Juge Cruise is doing here, piloting the boat. He may take another tackle very soon, and that will alleviate my concerns and worries. I don't mind taking a guy that could be a project that you have to coach up, and in maybe by year two he's playing, and then by year three he's actually really good. I'm fine with that. The problem, of course, is Derek Carr will be 6 feet under, which I'm sure some people will be fine with.
Yeah.
And, Dennis Allen will be out on a rail, which, again, I'm sure people would be fine with. But if the name of the game is winning and trying to get into the playoffs now, you know, let's
All right,
see if we got
let's
another
keep
tackle
going.
here that we can throw.
Andrew, do you feel like your draft you're doing a great draft for the next Saints coach and not saving Dennis Allen's job?
Oh, I think anytime you bring good players in the building, and so far I think I've brought 2 good players in the building.
I think
You're helping the coach. So
I mean, to help Dennis Allen, you need Derek Carr to play better, and you need the offense to play better. I think he's got a handle on the defense already, and I mean, he's went out and got another wide receiver, and he went out and got help for Derek Carr.
I will say, if you go 110 picks, but if you go 110 picks between Saints making a selection, this draft becomes 90% less Loomisy. I don't think Mickey Loomis is physically capable of doing that. But get to your next pick.
It's funny you should say that, because I did say that this draft was Loomisy.
No.
And we get to about 130. I'm getting antsy.
It's my birthday. I'm watching y'all. Where did it all go wrong? Who dat?
Who that go for 28 to free donation, the new
Happy
MVP.
birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, whoever.
We are halfway there, basically.
Birthday tomorrow is my son's birthday, so they are a day apart.
Wow.
Wait, I want to hear spend another however much, because I want the robot to tell me how Augusta was.
Dave wants to know how much money it will cost to mute him. Yeah. That's what he wants.
And Oppenheimer says last week I titled the draft the Murder Derek Carr draft. But he says actually this week is the Murder Derek Carr draft.
Not yet.
We got him. What are you talking about? You got him another wide receiver and a tackle. What do you?
Yeah, you got him a project tackle.
Is he a project? Is he really a project?
I mean, but Andrew's anybody you draft in the 40s on at like tackle. If he wasn't a project, he wouldn't be available at 40 at tackle, right, Kevin?
I don't know. It depends.
But I mean, look, that's
a lot of tackles out there this season.
I don't feel comfortable giving a solid answer. I don't feel comfortable even trying to BS an answer. I can only tell you what I am reading about this.
All right, can we keep going?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Let's go to
Andrew. You got a grade on this whole draft at the end?
Yes.
Yeah. So what do we got? What do you got?
All right. Next up, I got antsy. All right.
Of course you did.
Pick 130 came, and I was like, stop it right here. Thomas announced a trade.
Oh my God. Jeez, you drafted up 20 spots.
All right. So I gave up 2 fifths, 150, and 168. The Ravens were willing to trade with me 2 fifths for a 4th, and I moved up 20 spots. Pretty good trade, pretty good value. 130 for 150 and 168.
Pretty good. Did you
Not bad.
Did you have the speed of the draft set to slow so that you could like pay attention to everything?
Yes, I did.
All right.
Wow.
All right. So Thomas, show us who the best players available were for this draft. Pick.
Roger that.
For what was that? 150 and 168.
Yep, yeah. I moved up to 130, and Dave, you're really gonna like this. You're gonna love this. The best player on the board is Tulane quarterback Michael Pratt. Oh my God! Did I just trade up to take a guy that Dave loves?
Oh my!
Did I do it?
Is that the Tulane fight song,
Yep.
Tom?
I don't
Dave,
think you did.
Look, Dave, I don't want to foreshadow anything, but I feel like you're gonna like this.
No, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. You're throwing Michael Pratt in there just to mess with me. I'm surprised his RAS is 8.28 though. I'm proud of him for that. I think you are going, if you're trading up, if you don't want to ruin your all the goodwill you've accumulated up to this point, if you don't take Mason McCormick at guard with a 9.96 RAS and continue to bolster that offensive line, then I'm gonna be pissed. This better be Mason McCormick.
Well, the best players available. So we got Michael Pratt, the Tulane quarterback. The next guy, well, it's a receiver, which I'm obviously not going to take since we already have Rome Meduze. But he also went to UVA, so that's a double negative.
He could have a 10 Raz.
He could have a 15 Raz, and I'm down. I'm not taking him.
Well,
Malik Washington of UVA.
Is also 5'8".
Yep.
Oh, wow.
We've got Jalen Ford, the linebacker from Texas. His Raz is in the 8.3 range. And then, of course, we have Mason McCormick, a guard, 9.96 Raz.
I like I will say, Andrew, this trade that you did is very realistic because, as Kevin is probably aware, the Ravens are the kings of the trade down philosophy. Right. And they love to draft like 12 guys every year. So that's a really realistic
and cut 8
trade him.
All right, Commissioner Benyek, let us know the pick.
Benyek.
I hope he picks.
With the 130th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Chaz McCormick, outfielder from Houston Astros.
All right, we got a South Dakota State guard/center, Mason McCormick, 6'5", 315. His Raz is 9.96. I don't know why we're looking at Houston Astros highlights right now.
Come on, Chaz McCormick, man.
Greatest play in the Astros history right there. Greatest play. Was he a teammate of Penning's?
Or in South Dakota?
Was Penning?
No, Penning was Iowa State, right?
Penning played for Northern Iowa.
Northern
too.
Iowa. It's
that
all
too.
The Midwest states. They all blur together. I apologize.
All right. I don't know why we just did Houston Astros. That was
very
weird.
bizarre.
But Mason McCormick is my pick. And so, yes, two things. Number one, I passed on a Tulane quarterback. Number two, Dave,
I'm okay
I know how much you love high Raz scores. I present to you not one, but two Raz God offensive linemen.
Yeah.
Kingsley Stuamatai and Mason McCormick.
Are you just throwing Sal DeVary out of bed? Like, have you forgotten?
No, look, like Sal DeVary could still play.
No, I mean,
I am hedging against Penning and Sal DeVary being guys that prove that they deserve to start, and I'm bringing in more competition with more Raz gods.
No, I love it. I love the hedging.
I'm bolstering the offensive line. Look, I'm going back to what Zach Strief always told me. The 5 best guys start. We'll figure out who's left tackle. We'll figure out who's right guard. I don't give a shit. We will start the 5 best players. I'm getting 2 more players in the building with ability. I'm bolstering the offensive line. If you don't like this draft so far, I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, my only question would be, I like it. I hate that I am saying this, but I really like this draft.
Don't you?
I really like this draft so far,
Dave,
and I find it very believable. So my only question would be, and the only caveat I would say is Kingsley and Mason, these O linemen, are they? What kind of injury history do they have? Are they are they durable guys, or are they guys that have a history of missing a lot of games, of being nicked up? Like, if these guys are going to be durable and can play, you've heard it a million times. I always feel like your greatest ability is availability. Like, I don't even give a crap if you suck. Like, if you suck but you're there, that's half the battle right there. So, like, if these two guys are not projects or Trevor, or not guys that are,
Well, I mean, you drafted a dude at 130. He's a project.
Maybe. Okay, fine. Then if you're going to be a project,
Alden Marino says one has a trick knee and the other one has a blow habit.
Exactly. That's my question. That's my question. Like,
Kevin, did he reach for
what's
McCormick?
Wrong with these guys?
Did Andrew reach for McCormick, or is he right about the right spot?
has him on their big board. They have him rated at 93.
Ooh. Okay.
Now, the NFL, NFL.com, has him rated as a round 5 prospect. So they would say Juge reached for him, but we're going by PFF. So PFF says he fell into Juge's lap, but he fell sort of like, what is that, pick 130? That's kind of like late in the 4th. So
Yeah.
that seems about right.
Yeah.
Right.
The one thing I'll say, I was hoping you would pick Pratt, but the Saints, Dave, I think sexy
He's
Jake
not gonna
Hayner is
pick
the quarterback.
I didn't
Sexy.
even want him to pick Pratt.
Wow.
People are.
Fuck you,
What a
Andre
traitor
George.
That's
to
right.
the Green Wave
I'm not a traitor. That would have been
community.
ridiculous. That would have been ridiculous.
So Andrew, you got 2 picks left. What
I
did
don't
you do?
think- I don't think you would have had to trade up for him, for sure.
This,
All right, Thomas, let's hear who the best available are at 170.
I feel like this is a very like this. Andrew did this draft like he thought the Saints would do the draft, not how he.
All right, we've got safety Kenny Logan. His RAS is 1.7. Holy cow. A small safety that can't run.
His
I mean,
Raz is in the danger
What's
zone.
not like
Kenny
to
Loggins.
what's not to like?
Kenny Loggins.
We've got a running back, Isaac Garendo of Louisville, 9.90 RAS. We've got Gabe Hall, the Baylor defensive tackle, and we got Curtis Jacobs, a linebacker out of Penn State. As this draft gets deeper and deeper, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I get more and more Loomisy, a.k.a. Raz Happy.
Wait, Kenny. Thomas, find Kenny Loggins.
There's no way Kenny Logan had to be among the best players available at 170. The guy's rated at 287 on PFF. I did a mock with Ralph last week or something where Kenny Logan was there at the dead end.
How is he? Is he
I did
missing?
Pro Football Network with my draft, so
How is it
All
like?
right.
How do you have a Raz at 1.7? Is he missing? Does he have a bad arm
yeah,
like
he has,
me?
he doesn't. He has one leg. He has one. leg.
Wait a minute. You did Pro Football
he's 5'2".
Network for your draft?
Hey, I used the official site, Ralph, for the RAS.
You did Pro
I
Football
double-checked it.
Network for your draft?
Yeah.
You didn't do Pro Football Focus?
No, I didn't. I like
I
Pro
thought-
Football Network better.
This is oh my god. If this is so unscientific, it's not even funny. Like there is
Come on, Dave, are you sponsored about fucking
no,
PFF or what?
there are no constants about any of our drafts.
Dude, Kenny Logan, his 40
Dave is
time,
the
his
biggest
40 time
PFF
was done by a
stan.
sundial. It was 475.
Please go ahead and announce the pick, Thomas.
Yeah,
I'm guessing I'm
Already?
assuming if you're going Raz Happy, you're telling me you went with running back Isaac Garendo.
All right, go, Tom.
I tell you what, I think he went defensive tackle.
I would take, if it was me, I would take Gabe Hall with a 9.25 Raz at defensive tackle. I think we could use more help there.
What about
but,
Kenny Logan,
but I-
guys?
But I'm
Look at
just
the
saying
Raz.
he picked. I'm just saying he mentioned earlier he was Raz happy, and Isaac Garendo, the running back,
Right.
is the leader in the clubhouse on this list.
Yeah.
For Raz.
Go ahead, Thomas. Announce the pick.
What do you mean, Thomas?
I mean the commissioner. Sorry.
Yeah.
This is
You're getting
oddly weird about like
The commissioner.
24
Yeah.
NFL draft.
I mean, I love the graphics, so I
New
can't
Orleans
knock it too much.
Saints select Isaac Guerrero,
There we go.
running back
Look,
from Louisville.
We gotta
I'm going to
talk
be
about
honest with you guys. I don't trust Kamara. I don't trust Williams. I don't trust Kendre Miller. And give me the Raz God running back. Give me another guy. Watch these highlights. Boom! I mean, is that not Pierre Thomas in the flesh? Look at him take that
Oh, wait.
screen. Look at
should
him
have
set
said-
up the blockers. That is Pierre Thomas.
You
I
should
mean,
have
look
said-
at him.
you should have said
Look
Pierre
at
Thomas.
him take that. Look at him hit that hole.
Sorry.
Woo! Look at
He's
him
also
break those
wearing number
tackles.
23.
That is a 9.90 Raz.
If
Add
you
another
come,
running back
you
to the
best
mix.
Come hard.
Look, I know that Dennis Allen is a
Check, man,
defensive
like that.
coach.
He looks
I
good.
know that we're supposed to be focused on defense, but you know what?
Are we?
4 picks, 4 offensive players. I've built back the offensive line. I've gotten a playmaking receiver, and I might have just drafted
our number one running back ahead of Alvin
Wow.
Kamara. Yeah, I just said it.
You think you're having the 2017 draft all over again. At least you didn't trade it. At least you didn't trade any picks for this one. So that's nice.
Kevin approves.
I got to admit, those highlights look nice.
Those highlights are nice, but I would have rather did the defensive tackle because I think you lost Dave.
Every running back highlight.
What's that,
looks
Ralph?
nice, man.
You'd like the defensive tackle instead? Would you like
boy.
that better? Go ahead, Thomas. Show us the next best players available at 175.
You just stepped in it, Ralph.
Wow, thanks.
Oh, what do you know? Gabe Hall,
Okay.
Still
defensive
there.
tackle with a 925 RAS, is still available at 175.
Oh, wow.
Thomas, why don't you go ahead and announce who our next pick is?
You go to hell, Andrew.
Gabe Hall
Already?
is still there
Damn,
because Gabe Hall is still there because you took a flyer on 170 that nobody else was going to take.
Yeah. Go ahead, Commissioner.
All right. With the 175th pick in the 2024
It'd be
NFL
great if
Draft,
it wasn't Gabe Hall.
the New Orleans Saints select Gabe Hall.
I hate this draft. I
Defensive
hate Andrew. I hate
tackle
everything.
from Baylor.
Yeah. So we got a defensive tackle, 6'6",
Jesus, 6'6",
and a
285.
Raz over 9.
God,
Big
my
fella.
You know
Like
the Saints
that.
love guys that can bat passes. That's this guy, Gabe Hall. All right, he's from Baylor. He's got the girth. He's got the ass and mass, baby. We know he liked that.
This is happening. Lube up.
Aldi Marino says this is
Now-
getting Oakland Hart level bougie, this draft.
Now, I tell you
I like
what,
that.
my only concern with this fella is he's about 20 pounds lighter than the defensive tackles we currently have on the roster.
Okay, you know what, Kevin? 2 things. Number 1, it's
He'd
the
be-
175th pick. You're not going to get a
Right.
perfect player. I'm
just
sorry. I
pointing-
hate to
I'm
break it
just
to you.
pointing it out. Just pointing it out.
Secondly, you know what exists in New Orleans? Have you noticed how much Zion struggles to lose weight? Po' boys,
Yeah.
beignets, jambalaya, gumbo. What else do I need to name here?
Not a
Adding
problem.
20 pounds is the easiest fucking thing that
Alligator
exists in New Orleans.
Done.
It's fine. Okay. Hey, I
rest my
merely
case.
I merely had to point that out just so the public knows. That's it. I like the pick.
Mourinho is talking about protein waffles. Shit,
Protein-
he doesn't
you
even
mean-
have to
Do
bother
they have
with
that
that.
on? Do they have that at Popeyes? I mean, protein waffles. Get out of here with that.
Does it come deep fried at Deanie's?
Right. They have protein oyster at Drago's.
I'm gonna drop Oppenheimer's line. If you can't gain weight in New Orleans, you got a problem.
You probably do. You probably have some sort of cancer that won't allow you to gain weight. So I want to hate this draft. I wanted to interrupt Andrew and tell him how terrible it was all show, but it's
pretty freaking great.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
It's an art.
I mean, it's really, really like legitimately like a draft the Saints could do.
Yeah, it's very believable.
Kevin,
So
is it
what was the
art?
rest? What was the rest of the draft?
That was it.
Oh, what grade did you get?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, no,
there were
like,
other
what were the other
picks,
picks?
but
What was your grade?
B plus.
Oh, okay. I still have the best grade. All right. That's fine.
I think we all know that your grade is horseshit, Dave.
Do we?
Chat.
Thomas, check the
All right,
time.
I'm gonna go get another
and
drink.
let's compare
I
draft
like-
classes in 3 years.
Put a note
We
on your
will.
phone, Thomas. Let's get to trivia. Donation
trivias.
update first.
Yeah,
We're
who
at
that golfer
$48.30.
Yeah,
Oh,
who
yeah.
that golfer is still in the lead with 28.3 behind him, tied up. Kip.
I'll be
Tip,
honest. I have a 4:45 wake up call, and if I don't have to drink this, I'll be fine. The streak can die. We'll start another one next week.
44,
No, it
45.
cannot, man. We are on 36-week streak. Come on, guys, get to it. Make him suffer,
Actually,
guys.
you know, you should donate because my wife is so sad about the Astros. She's inconsolable. They haven't been this bad in a decade.
As much
My
as we
marriage is-
are about the Pelicans.
Yeah, I mean, my wife doesn't give a shit
That's
about
why I
any
got
sport.
the Chaz
No laugh.
McCormick highlights, man.
She does. My wife will appreciate that
My wife.
when she watches the podcast on YouTube.
Aldi Marino asked, will she drink it? Damn.
No,
We should start a new goal for
yeah, that's right.
Sally drinking.
You donate $200, she'll drink it.
And by the way, correction, who that golfer is in the lead with 33.3. I forgot to add the donation from earlier.
Thank you, who that golfer. So Thomas, what's the trivia?
All right, the trivia from Badrich, a pretty interesting one for the old schools. Badrich asks, the question is a long one. Who was the QB the Saints drafted that then GM Jim Finks said he was not a professional quarterback and he sucks?
All right, so
If
You
you can
gotta
go to the
refresh-
bathroom.
you got to refresh my memory. What years was Jim Finks the
He was
general manager?
He was general manager 86 to 93.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna
And then
say.
he got-
Wait, when did Bob? I'm gonna say Bobby Hebert. Like
Bobby Hebert wasn't drafted by the Saints though,
oh, okay.
86 to 92.
so you'd have to go like. I can't even remember like quarterbacks that the Saints drafted. Like Mike Buck was a quarterback they drafted. He wouldn't have said that about. He wouldn't have said that about Dave Wilson.
1988, Badrich says in the chat.
1988.
Yeah.
I don't remember, man. I don't.
Wow, Budrich has given you the year
And year, and I like.
and the position and the.
I mean,
draft
I could.
pick, and you don't even. You can't come up.
I
with
mean,
this?
I could pull up the Saints '88 draft, and I could see the quarterback, and then I would say, "Oh,
no,
that's
no
who it is." But
cheating.
no,
No,
so
I
I
know.
can't. So I
But
have no.
I'm just disappointed because he's giving.
I have
you,
no recollection of this person. I bet you this person didn't even play a single snap for the Saints. I mean, if the GM's telling him
Well, he
was not a
wasn't very
professional-
professional. Yeah, and he
Did he get
sucked.
drunk? Kevin, are we forgetting somebody that got drunk and arrested or did something stupid?
There's no way I'd have guessed this guy.
Kevin's cheating.
None. I'm not saying it. I'm not. There's no way I'd have guessed this guy.
I have
And
no idea.
I'll say that Ralph.
So you
is
looked it up,
correct.
Kevin? You cheated.
Ralph is correct that this guy never saw the field.
Yeah, I mean, so I have no idea. This
There's
is a whole. This
no
is a,
answer from JC Champagne in the chat. I'm shocked. What the hell,
I'm
Jason?
stunned.
Even JC
Andrew,
Champagne doesn't know.
This Andrew will give us the answer, Thomas, because this is all time.
Maybe Andrew knows.
Andrew doesn't know. But see,
He was only in the league. He was only in the league 1 year.
Andrew,
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah.
So he doesn't know. Thomas, here's the answer. I'm curious to know the answer though.
All right.
Legendary luchador.
Todd Santos.
Ironic, his last name is Saint.
Santos.
Yeah.
George Santos
Almost like
was
Gerendo.
George Santos said he was a professional quarterback and he got drafted by the Dallas Cowboys. So he has that.
I got to be honest. I have never heard this name in my life.
Never.
He
I don't even
played-
remember.
He was cut by the Saints after the 3 exhibition games. He never played in the 3 exhibition games. He then got picked up mid-season by the 49ers after Joe Montana kept getting hurt, and then got cut after that, and then never played again.
Yeah. He must have been a complete screw off.
Well,
Jim-
he set a major college football career record at San Diego State, passing for 11,400 yards
Oh wow.
in 19
Oh, that's an interception! Matt Ryan!
Lots of quality meats and cheeses for Polish engineers. Smiley face.
Damn, San Antonio saying, welcome back, man. Thanks for 20 buckaroos.
Wow.
68. Maybe the streak still lives, guys.
Maybe the streak still lives. So, that's where we are.
$31.70.
So Thomas, hit take it to the top.
How much is it to mute Dave again?
50.
So hit the take it to the top, Thomas, so I can give the people finger guns.
Roger that.
I didn't hear it. There we go. So, yeah, Thomas, hit what's first up on the mailbag. And by the way, send us all the stuff for the mailbag. If we don't get to the questions on the live stream, we use them on the mailbags that me, Dave, and Kevin do. We'll use all your questions because we love the weirder, the better. Thomas, what you got for us?
People asking in the chat how much do we need for the donation goal to hit. It's always below Kevin, guys.
There's a bar right there on the screen at all times. That shows you how much.
I made it as basic as possible.
Yeah, I did the math.
This looks awful. Like really, really bad. Deutsch or Zugunz?
Deutsche, you mean?
Yeah. It looks disgusting.
From Germany.
It looks like urine too, which isn't. So what you got for us, Thomas?
You never drank urine. That would be a first.
I know.
Oh, that's an interception!
Oh, there we go!
Matt Ryan!
And there it is. Oh, I'm going to get something to
Can't
eat.
let the steak die.
Oh wow.
The steak.
The steak.
Who that go for?
All right, I'm just gonna assume that he wants me to drink. He wants me to drink this and not the lemonade. Oh, again, we love all our international fans, but almost everything they send, and it's horrible. It smells like paint.
Oh, that's an interception! Matt Ryan!
Drink up. Cheers, Ralph.
San Antonio Saints, 32 buckaroos also.
Oh wait, that means Dave is muted, right?
No, we need a one-time donation.
50 total.
50.
I got the puke bucket right
Wait,
here.
how much? Wait, hold on. Before you take the shot, Ralph,
for next
how
drink?
far are we?
50.
away?
About 50 for the
We're
second
40.
one.
Okay, it's 50 to mute Dave. We are $47.70 away from Ralph having a drink back to back.
The second one, yeah, I can.
47.70.
This.
Hold up, Ralph.
Oh,
Ralph,
that's
don't
an
break anything.
interception! Matt Ryan!
Chase Young would be cool. We need Marcus Davenport all over again.
Andre Juge, 31.7, and we are how much away?
We are $16 away from hitting 180.
Wow, this soon. I'm scared to drink this because this smells.
Someone who hasn't donated yet, just donate $16, and then Ralph has to take 2 shots at once.
I'm gonna drink this. This is gross.
Oh, then Ralph.
Not good.
So it's bitter.
Oh, it's
drink.
You know what it's like, Andrew? You know what it was like? It was like a thicker version of Malort.
Ugh.
Come on, let's make it to one after the other, guys.
Wait, Ralph, was that the Boone Camp?
Yeah.
That's bitters.
Yeah. Yes,
That
San
thing's
Antonio Saint. We're just $16
Oh,
short.
it's-
However, I don't want you to donate. You
What?
have done your part.
Oh,
Someone who
fuck.
hasn't donated yet should
My
donate.
mouth is
16.
like metallic. Kevin.
$16. It's nothing.
Let's
So
make
that's
it
what
a
that is, it's
team
just
effort,
straight
guys.
Back-to-back shots.
It's just
I mean,
bitters, Kevin. Is that what?
Yeah, that's all it is. It's bitters.
Mm. Oh, it's disgusting. Thomas, what we got?
If you have Twitch Prime,
I think whoever hates my draft the
give me
most should
the
donate
rating. The
$16.
rating. The rating.
The
Ralph.
rating is a 9 because it's still in my mouth. It's like it's like Malort, but a little bit thicker
There we go.
And like, oh, jeez.
Nice.
Archmage, $70. Do it.
There you go, Archmage.
This is like
Thanks, man.
This is like going into the fourth quarter, scoring only 10 points, and then scoring like 21, and like finishing with like 34 points at the end of the game.
If only
This is
Zion
like
could have done
28 to
that.
3. 28 to 3 the situation,
So this
guys.
this is
The
courtesy of
comeback.
this is courtesy of my my boyfriend that I stole from Dave, Keith Smirnoff. Pink lemonade. He iced me with a 6-pack of real
lemonade.
Smirnoff and a 6-pack of mini Smirnoff. So he iced me.
This seems like bullshit.
What? Yeah. Well, the thing is, though, Andrew, I got like a horrible taste in my mouth. I don't know how the lemonade is going to
Whatever. This is going to be so easy.
Not easy at all, Juge. Oh, my body rejected
God,
it. It's so bad. Oh, I couldn't keep it. I couldn't get it down. Oh,
So what's the score?
Get it down.
I mean, like it didn't taste that bad, really going down, but my body just rejected. I said, I guess it's like a perfect 10. Like I couldn't get it down. Oh,
Perfect 10. Then that's a third one ever, I think.
Did you get the video of it coming back up, Thomas? Oh,
Yeah.
oh, God. Oh. Hey, Sally, I need assistance.
So basically, you
Sally, I
swallowed
need
your
help.
own puke. Is that what just happened?
I know, like I just like no, the like a little bit of the shot, like it came back up, and I forced most of it back down, but some of it just like came out. Oh, smear! I would say of all the things that have ever happened to me on this show, being defeated by Smirnoff Pink Lemonade is
Defeated?
like
Feedered.
it defeated me. I'm sad. I got defeated by Smirnoff. What's the question, Thomas? Oh, horrible.
All right, first question. I think that's the longest question we've had on the main show ever from Aldi Marino, but it's an interesting one. So pay attention, guys.
No.
Aldi Marino asks, I need to get closer to the screen. To get the YouTube's 1 million subscribers, we do a Bachelor ripoff with Kevin called the Loyal Rumble and get Mick Foley as Dude Love to host 40 girls from the dating apps trying to get inside Kevin's wrestling trunks. My question, what is Kevin giving away at the end of the night, and what are some of the dates he's going to with the ladies? I want executive producer credits.
God, this is a lot.
So
to
like you
absorb.
can't give him a rose. So like I think what he means is you don't give him a rose.
Right.
So what do you give him that's like a wrestling thing?
Can you well hold on. Can you do a
Great
trade down
question.
can you do a trade down chip? Is that a possibility?
Yeah.
No,
No?
it's lame.
I was
Could you-
thinking like a shot, well, no, you can't do a shot of whiskey at the end of it because I'd be having to drink 39 of them and I'd be dead.
What about here's a cup of throat coat?
There you go.
Okay.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Could you give him like a
Teabag.
wrestling, I
Teabag.
give him the wrestling onesie.
I was gonna say everybody that wins, like if that gets that Kevin approves of, gets like a pair of scrubs, and then he gets to see you in scrubs.
Yeah.
That's
To kind of feed
what
the
it is.
feddish kind of thing.
That's it. He gets-
You advance to the next round.
No, no,
now
no.
let me
So-
see you in scrubs kind of thing.
Right. So round
Oh,
okay.
I like that.
So round one, I go from 40 to 30. I give you all a tea bag. I give you all a box of throat coat, and that
Whoa,
gives you
whoa.
strength.
You almost said teabag.
Whoa.
Amazing.
You give him a tea bag? No, that's like
Damn, Kevin.
So-
that's like episode 5. Further down the line.
That'll be for the
Even Thomas from Poland got that.
We'll have to put that in the
flyover dates.
that's the teabag tier on
round two-
Patreon. It's amazing.
Round two, when we cut 10 more, I give the 20 that advance. They get the
teabagged
scrubs.
by Kevin. Kevin comes
That's a
to
hell
your
of a brand
house and
right there.
teabags you.
That's a hell of a brand.
The Polish guy loves the teabagging jokes. Who knows?
You know, it took us a while to come full circle to the throat coat jokes.
Thomas, did you ever hear about the LSU Alabama little thing at Crystal Burger on Bourbon Street? Oh, I got a story.
Google it.
If you love teabagging,
you'll love that. Yeah. So I think that's it. So
I mean, I'm not taking an 8 player, so I know what
I think the answer is David.
Google LSU Alabama Crystal Bourbon Street.
I think the answer is a scrub. So Thomas, what's next?
All right, next question. Jesus Christ. I knew I would love that question. Okay, next one from Biloxi Blues. Biloxi Blues. But for the wrong reasons. He asks, Lattimore, Taysom, Kamara, and DeMario, which ones are Saints Hall of Famers? And he says, Cam Jordan's a lock, IMO. And what about Michael Thomas? Does he make it?
Every single one of them.
I got it, yeah. Every single one.
Come on, man.
I will say Michael Thomas is the most questionable, not because of what he's accomplished on the field, but I mean, Chuck Muncie is an example of a guy that they have held out of the Saints Hall of Fame longer than they should have because of his off-the-field antics. And Junior Gillette is another one that was statistically pretty prolific. And he's not in the Saints Hall of Fame. I don't think he ever will be. So I do think if you continue to be a shithead and you continue to mouth off on social media, and I think there's a scenario where Michael Thomas is not in the Saints Hall of Fame, and it will have nothing to do with his career as on the field.
It might take a while. Kevin, I think.
I tell you what, I'm reading. I could see Chuck. I'd put Chuck Muncie in the Hall of Fame. Like, yeah, the guy went to prison, and then apparently turned his life around after he got out. Like, and that was what 30 years ago. So
yeah, I thought Chuck Muncie was in.
Are we in agreement that those other 4 guys are in the Hall of Fame? Like Demario Davis is in already.
Yes.
Taysom Hill is in already.
Yes.
Lattimore is in already.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lattimore is the best corner in the history of the team.
Yes. Yeah, they're all 4 of those guys are in. I will say this.
Shot his dick off. I was just
currently we have Zach Strief and Jimmy Graham on our Wall of Fame, and this summer we will be adding a 3rd player to our Saints Happy Hour Wall of Fame or whatever you want to call it. So, you can start thinking about that now.
That's
like
right.
who are the guys you would elect, vote for? Who would you want on this wall? Right. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, like Ted Gregory needs serious consideration.
I think Ken Stabler in his picture when he looks like he's 80.
Jim Mora.
I think Jim Mora. No.
Oh, Jim Mora. Yep.
Ironhead Hayward, maybe. We go way back, or we can.
Iron Mike.
I'm feeling Jim Mora. Maybe that's the pick. Yeah.
What's next, Thomas?
Darren Sharper is definitely not the guy.
Saints Prison Hall of Fame.
This could be a bracket in 2027.
Jesus
Dear
Christ.
God.
Jesus. All right, next question. Next question from the Trivia Master Badrich. Yes. Which draft prospect in the top 15 needs to have a rumor mill about how shit of a person he is?
Malik Neighbors, final answer.
Yeah, I would say Neighbors or Dunze, but if the Saints drafted Dunze, Juge will be insufferable. We can't have it. Like, for real. Joe Alt, if you want to just like straight up benefit the Saints.
Yeah.
I would say you could do what you could do, like marijuana, DWI, possibly committed murders.
The gas mask,
like whatever it takes to get. If you could get Joe Alt to 14,
the all reliable.
That'd be a strong one. Kevin, is there anybody in the top? Would you try to go quarterback rumors to get a quarterback sunk to get a quarterback to the Saints? Or stop swiping right, Kevin, and pick a top 15 guy that you'd want to sync to the Saints. You want to spread rumors on.
So let's see. Let me go to that big board. Pull that up. Who would I want? I mean, honestly, Joe Alt.
Yeah.
Joe Alt would be the guy.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe he was running like a testing scandal or something at Notre Dame, because it's got to be something that's embarrassing for Notre Dame.
Yeah. Like maybe he's running a prostitution ring out of his dorm. Like
he's a pimp.
He's a pimp. Like if he, like Joe Up, he's a pimp, and
Jesus.
That would be funny to make, because then ESPN wouldn't know how to talk about it. Like Adam Schefter.
Something with teabagging, man.
No. The teabagging is to Tomas what Ted Gregory is to me.
That's right.
Jesus.
That's right. He just turns into Beavis and Butthead when you mention teabagging.
I almost feel better that I don't fully understand that comment you just made, Kevin. It just lets my imagination run wild a little bit,
Yeah. Basically, Kevin wants Ted Gregory's balls on his face. So.
Yeah.
Damn, your boy Alan with the jokes tonight in the chat. Joe
People wanna know
alternate lifestyle.
How much they have to donate for Kevin to teabag someone. I don't know. I have to think about it. What's next?
If you are a
The old-
nurse,
the
he
old
can teabag you for
Patreon.
free.
Yeah.
It depends if you are a nurse or not, man.
Gotta think about the teabag Patreon.
If the Saints traded down in the 2024 draft, Kevin, and got a 2025 first from someone, would you consider doing a teabag on the podcast?
Sure.
Jesus.
Okay.
Timestamp that, Thomas. What's next?
You asked it
Man.
wrong. See, Kevin's just gonna do a thing of fro coat and be done with it. Like you didn't word it properly.
Jesus, man. Okay, final question from Saints Rabbit.
It's a rabbit.
He asks, name a current trash talker you would love to see join the Saints to not only compliment Cam, but also help bring back some swagger.
CD Dude's final answer?
Me.
No.
Me. I got nothing to lose. I don't care if they cut me.
I mean,
I'll just talk trash, but it'll be like that kind of like trash talk that's like got just a tinge of truth underneath it, like sarcasm. I'll be like sarcasm. I'll be like, Derek, you look a little chubby. No, I'm just kidding, Derek. You don't look chubby.
would you want an offensive or defensive trash talker?
Defense. Defense. The best
Steve
talkers
Gleason,
are
Steve
always
Gleason.
on defense. You have
Steve
to have
Gleason.
that chip on your shoulder. You have to be the guy that hits the other guy. I mean, I don't know. When you're on
Steve
offense,
Gleason makes fun of you,
we loved Colston, right? Like if you're a playmaker, our favorite offensive playmakers are you do a little dance in the end zone, you hand the ball to the ref, you move on, right? But when you're on defense,
We want that shit.
you want that guy to talk
That's
shit.
right.
You want that guy to blow up the receiver over the middle. You want him to stand over him. Sometimes he's going to get a flag. We'll tolerate that.
I was gonna say
And-
that's a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, and you want him. You want him to be like,
I don't like this.
well,
I
I'm
want to.
saying, it has to be a defensive play.
Kevin, do we want like a Vontez Perfect situation where like not only do they talk trash, but they
Kiko Alonso.
Kiko Alonso, did he talk trash?
I don't think so.
Kiko Alonso is one of the dirtiest players the Saints have ever had.
No,
Maybe
Like-
Junior.
Junior Gallant didn't really talk shit. He just swung a belt around.
But I can promise you that he talks shit.
I want a Saints player on defense. Their nickname is the Teabagger. That's my dream.
What was the offensive lineman Jansen from the Bucks?
Oh yeah,
Did he retire?
he did.
I remember coaches and players on the Saints telling me that he was the dirtiest player they ever played against.
the dirtiest.
Frank Gore was another one I remember
being told was both a dirty player and some of the shit that he would say before and after the play was just awful. Frank Gore, yeah.
Taquillo Spikes from Florida. So that was the
how bad does it have to be? Like if your trash talking is getting pointed out as being worse than everybody else's trash talking. Like, what are you saying? Like, I'm gonna go to your house and burn your house down with your whole family inside. Like what? Like, I don't like how. Like if your trash talking is way worse than everybody else's and it's going above and beyond that, it's notable.
Yeah, like what's the trash talk?
Saying?
We need like Cam Jordan on to be like, what's the trash? Where's the
like,
where's
what's the
line?
worst shit you've ever heard? Yeah,
yeah, like what's the line where other players are like, man, you can't, you know, you can't, like kids or something. Albert Haynes,
like are people getting personal? Like if people, wives are pregnant or something, they're like, I hope you lose the baby, or I don't know, like like. I don't.
There's some guys that go full Game of Thrones.
Yeah, or like somebody's grandfather is like somebody's grandfather's like on chemo and like, hey, I hope it doesn't work.
Dude, you had Greg Williams. You had Greg Williams be like, Frank Gore had a concussion last week. Let's kill his head.
Yeah.
Who was the guy? Who was the guy that fought Andre Johnson?
Oh yeah,
way back into the Rolodex here.
Is the guy from Tennessee?
Yeah, like he was just like some annoying little dipshit.
Cortland Finnegan, Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Former Saint.
He was he Rain Man strikes again.
Cortland Finnegan was a Saint.
Didn't we have him in the bracket last year, by the way?
Jason Dexter Manley spat on Jim Dombrowski. I don't know if that's trash talk, Jason, but it's pretty.
Jim Dombrowski, former UVA Cavalier.
Yeah, Dr. Dombrowski, I believe.
Wow.
I believe he went to med school after football.
The Polish name.
Oppenheimer says Finnegan changed his name to Innigan because Andre Johnson beat the fuck out of him. Richie Incognito. Richie Incognito is another. Richie Incognito, another one. No, that's over the line. See, he was bullying you poor guy from the Dolphins. Thanks to everybody for the questions. Thanks to everybody for donating. I gotta say, Jan, you were right. The bidders were disgusting.
Not as disgusting as the Pelicans playoff performance.
Yeah, you think it's bad now? Wait 2 days, Andrew.
Oh,
wait 2 days. Thomas, recap everybody who donated and give us the MVP so we can put their name on the board for next week.
Then before I do, thanks to Tararik for last minute subscription, 9 months for free with Prime. Then we reached the donation goal for the 37th week straight. Thanks to everyone who donated, to Tararik, to Aldi Marino, to Arkmich, to Kip86, to Andrew, to San Antonio Saint, and to the MVP for which time, Ralph? Help me out. You have him on the board for the third time this season.
Who that golfer?
Who is? Yes, sir. The only one, Who Dat Golfer with 65.3 Buckaroo.
Thank you, Who Dat Golfer.
Chasing
I want to hear about Augusta.
Hatcha John for the MVP, most MVPs this season, by the way.
Thank you, guys. And by the way, guys, please, if you're listening to the free version of this show, consider signing up. If you used to be a patron and you've dropped off, consider coming back because we need you guys. We need to get more patrons so we can have the funds to do the live show for the football season in 2024. We need the support to get that done. So consider coming back to us and all the patrons who stick with us and support the show. We love you guys. You make it happen. Thanks for listening and supporting Saints Happy Hour. Please go to saintshappyhour.com, become a patron and support the show. Thanks to Dave, Andrew, Kevin, Thomas, the best producer on earth, running the show back in Poland. Kids, remember, if you're going to support a Saints podcast, support the one that wins award and is going for 3 straight Louisiana Sportscasters podcast of the year. Until next time, the bar is closed.